What is up, YouTube, man? It's your buddy Anime Birdie, and back in with y'all. And this time we're doing something very, very special. No one really talks about High School DxD anymore, so I thought, how could I talk about DxD and make a video for you guys? Well, we're doing a DxD character tier list. So this includes the waifus and the husbandos, I guess. I'm just giving y'all my perspective as a DxD connoisseur on how I view a lot of these characters that you guys talk about. So if you're new to the channel, man, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like anime content like this, I do a tons of anime content on my channel, so check it out. But without further ado, let's get to the tier list. Alright, and here is the list. We pretty much have all the side characters and characters that really matter in the show, at least. So if I miss a character, then, you know, whatever. But these are the characters that I'm going to be doing. And before we start this list, this is my opinion. If you don't like it, comment below I'm wrong so we can talk about it. Shoot. But let's get to this video, man. We're gonna start off from top to bottom because I want to make this harder on myself. So Loki is gonna, like, in terms of power and strength, he's S tier, one of the strongest characters in the show. But everything else makes him a C tier. He's a very generic villain, in my opinion. In season 3 when he's introduced, he just basically wants to uplift the demon world and cause havoc and basically take over the demon world, right? So that's pretty much what it is. So him and the Chaos Brigade, they want to make a new hierarchy in the demon world. And it's just his whole thing is pretty generic villain stuff. Nothing about him is really different or crazy. He's strong as heck though. They literally had to seal this dude with freaking Mjolnir, right? Thor's hammer. They had to literally seal this dude. And I'm just like, I remember what he said too. A plague on your houses.
Plague on all your houses. A plague on your houses. May you suffer greatly before death.
But other than that, man, he's C tier. He's your generic evil villain. Super strong though, but generic evil villain. Azazel, man. Azazel is gonna be our first S tier, man. Azazel is the Tony Stark of the DxD verse. Now hear me out why I'm saying this, right? He creates artificial sacred gears, right? So, basically suits. A lot of the suits though, I don't know if it was after he met Issei, right? And he kind of made that suit or whatever, but he has the cleanest suit in the entire show, like by far. Like that black, purple, and gold is just drip, man. It's just cleanest drip in the show, man. Most aura in the show, in my opinion. Other than Volley, probably most aura in the show, man. Too drippy, right? And then he becomes a teacher, and then later on helping everyone out with their sacred gears and cultivating people's sacred gears. So he can know more about sacred gears and all that type of stuff. So he's the Tony Stark of this verse, with the attitude, with the swag, with all of it. So he's definitely S tier. Akano, man. Cue the music, man.
Picking it from your fingers is the only way to clear everything out.
Akano she's S tier. Definitely a lot of bias going towards this. Akano's S tier. Look, there's a reason why I made my girlfriend cosplay Akano, man. So, Akano, in terms of character though, looks aside, she goes from like she's still a very dominant. She's into like BDSM. She's into all that freaky stuff. She's a dominant girl personality. But like later towards the series, after she kind of like calms down, Issei helps her out with her father, right? They kind of her and her father mend their relationship. She becomes more of the Akano that like I think she wants to be, right? And even later in the series, she kind of just accepts the role of being that sister wife, and she does a really good job at it, right? Because she knows she's not going to be number one. She's different from the other girls in the sense that she's not going to be too overbearing or too jealous. She has her moments, but like she knows her place for the most part, and she kind of sticks to that. So for that, got to give it S tier. Volley's gonna be A tier. Volley, in terms of aura farming, he was aura farming too, just like Azazel. But he's what I wanted Issei to be early on. Strong, what I'm saying, knows how to fight, all that type of stuff. But a lot of what Issei is that his power comes from his perversion, whereas Volley had time to cultivate his power, and he was born a devil, right? I think he's Lucifer's son or grandson or something like that. So he has some devil genes in him, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but he's built out a lot of characters in the series in terms of fights, and he's probably one of the stronger characters in the series because of the Welsh Dragon, or Vanishing Dragon, right? So very strong character, very solid character. Ore farming, gotta love it, man. Konako is arguably A tier. I want to put her A tier. I really do. Because Konako has probably the best character transformation, best character arc, character shift throughout the whole series, man. She goes from hating Issei, can't standing this dude, to just being like this cute, adorable little kitty cat and just loving him, right? Because she embraces her cat side. And so I really want to put her A tier. I really do. I want to put her A tier. Now we'll put her B tier. She's B tier. We'll put her B tier. But Konako has had the best character development throughout the entire series. And then the cute little cat thing. She's an adorable little cat, man. Only if she wasn't, in the body of a midget, then I could definitely, be on that Konako train a lot harder. But yeah, I love Konako, man. She's adorable. We have Kiba. Kiba, in terms of backstories, I think Konako's and Kiba's are pretty equal. I think all the servants have pretty good backstories for the most part on why they are who they are, right? I think I'm probably gonna put him B tier. I don't think he's in the same tier as Volley, because Kiba kind of becomes a little bit more relevant throughout the series, just because he's not as strong as the other characters. But I'm gonna put him B tier with Konako. I like Kiba. He's a cool dude, right? He had his little emo arc too with the Holy Sword project, and his backstory is sad as hell. Like probably the saddest out of all the servants, like for sure. So yeah, W Orphan Tanin. Tanin is cool. He's basically really good friends with Drake. He ends up training Issei. I think it was season 3 before they fought before they fought Loki and all them. He's an important side character, but he's not really there for a long time. In terms of side characters though, he's B tier, but it's probably gonna be the end of B tier. He has a very short stint, but he's a cool dragon, right? And pretty funny. A lot of his lines are pretty funny in the dub, so I like watching DxD in dub because the dub is hilarious. So I'm probably gonna put him B tier, even though he doesn't have a lot of screen time after a certain point. Azia, man. Azia is going to be B tier as well. The difference from Konako with Azia actually, she liked Issei before she knew he had all the powers. She fell in love with Issei as a person, right? So she's probably the most loyal girl on this list because she actually liked Issei before Issei became him, right? So she's probably Issei's first love because she died first and she had a huge impact on Issei, and she's probably Issei's first love, I think, before Rias, in my opinion. So yeah, she's definitely gonna be B tier. I can't put her above these, I can't really put her above the other characters. So yeah, she's definitely a B tier. So this is Revel Phoenix. She's kind of like Konako in the fact that she was very harsh to Issei early on, but that's mainly just because she was deriding her brother. But after she gets rizzed up by Issei, she want to give him teas and all that type of stuff. Honestly, she doesn't get a lot of screen time. She's adorable, just like Konako. But I feel like she's kind of a Konako clone without half the character development. So I'm probably just gonna put her C tier. She's not a terrible or annoying person. If you like blondies, then you might put her a little bit higher. But in terms of character, she's cool, right? But nothing to put me above those characters. So this is Rias' cousin Cyorg. Cyorg, I'm pretty sure doesn't have a sacred gear, right? I think he's just beating people's ass with pure hands, like literally. He's gonna go A tier for sure. Yeah, because I think he was introduced, I think, season 3, the end of season 3, and we get to see a lot of him in season 4. But yeah, I like him, man. He's a really cool dude. You learn about his backstory, about how they treated him differently because he didn't have the same powers and same things as the other devils. But he's made a lot for himself, even with him not having the same advantages or same opportunities as other devils. So yeah, I like Cyorg. He's definitely a cool dude, man, and strong, really strong for what he has. You know what I'm saying? This is Deodora, the one that tried to get Azia to leave Issei. He's a scumbag. We're just gonna put him in F tier. It's not much really said about him. That dude is sick. So we're just gonna put him in F tier and not really talk about him much. He's nasty. Aika. They probably do say her name in the series, but she's one of those, side characters that gets not a lot of screen time, but she's hilarious. She's kind of like the equivalent of Issei's friends, but on the female side. So she's like that girl. She's a girl pervert, right?
A very lucky girl, Asia. Your boyfriend is smuggling serious kielbasa.
Really?
Kielbasa smuggling sounds like an issue that should be relegated to the authorities.
I mean his big dick!
But I think just D tier is probably where she's gonna be. I don't find her, I find her funny, right? But there's nothing I can really do to put her above any of these characters. So she's definitely gonna be D tier. But I think she's hilarious. But when you look at the competition, she's D tier. So this is Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong has come to fight a couple of times. And it's weird because they so in season when T and K was animating him, they had him more animated like he looked more like Goku in season 1 through 3, or just in season 3 when he's but now in season 4, Passion Studio makes him look more like the Wukong we know. But yeah, in terms of he's hilarious, he's funny. But he's one of those side characters that doesn't get a lot of screen time, but he's definitely strong. He's really, really strong. I'm probably just gonna put him C tier. I ain't gonna lie. And because I'm putting Wukong C tier, I'm gonna move him down C tier. Because I feel like they're really equal. So they're just side characters that are cool people, but they don't get a lot of screen time to make much of an impact. So this is Rias' father, Zektis Gremory. I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna lie. Really cool dad. Really cool dad. I'm probably gonna put him at the end of B tier, man. He's a really cool dad. Devil King, badass, right? Cool. I mean, it's not much really to say about him, but he's a cool character. He's pretty funny. And the interactions between her and Issei and him are hilarious. So I definitely gonna put him B tier. He gets more screen time, but I'm pretty sure a majority of these characters, yeah, I like him, man. He's a cool character. He's a Devil King, right? And he's a pretty chill king. So this is Michael, I'm pretty sure, Sir Michael, pretty sure. It's the angel who helps. He helps Azia and Zenobia still like be able to pray with God and stuff like that. He's a cool dude too. He's a side character. Well, he's a side character for sure, but he's one of the side characters that's important to the series. Right, and he gets a decent amount of screen time because he becomes the head of the angels, right? So I'm definitely gonna keep him B tier. You know, not a terrible character or anything. Just he lives up to the angel hype. You know, he's a pretty good angel, and he lives up to the hype of being an angel, right? This is Riser. Riser. He tries to steal Rias from Issei, right? He's kind of like another villain. That's like he's a villain for like a couple. He's a villain for like a season, and then he gets forgotten about. They do have a short with him, with Riser, and him and Issei getting along, so that's cool. But like Riser's one of those forgotten characters because he was a villain for like an arc, and then forgotten about. So other than that, he's like a C tier. You know, same thing with Loki. He's a C tier. So this is the student council president, Sona, right? Sona Citri. I think she's cool, right? But is there anything like she's cool, but she's like one of those she's a side character, but she has her like moments. She helps them with fights and stuff like that, but a lot of her stuff is off screen. She helps a lot of her stuff off screen. I think she's better than these characters. Because she does a lot more in this. She's the top of C tier. She does a lot more than these characters. But nothing that I would put above, these characters. And maybe because we don't know a lot of her backstory like that. And that's a problem. We don't really know a lot of her lore, so that's well, we do. Well, in the anime you don't. So you don't know a lot of her like lore. So it's just compared to everyone else that gets a lot of more screen time, she's gonna be C tier. So this is Yuno from season 4. Yuno's gonna go behind Rebel Phoenix. I kind of changed the list a little bit. So these guys I feel like are just more important, and then these are just characters that it goes from best to worst, and I think this is the best to worst. I like Rebel Phoenix more than Yuno. Yuno's cool. She has her little moments, right? She kind of reminds me of Konako, like a younger Konako. She like didn't like everyone in the beginning, and after Issei's kindness and them helping her out, she becomes a really good friend and really good ally. All right, so I'm definitely gonna put her C tier. Verona Gremory, right? This is Rias' mother. I'm just gonna have to put her in B tier next to Zektis, man, or Rias' dad, just because I gotta put the parents together. They birthed Rias, so I'm gonna put them next to each other. But in terms of what she does in the show, very kind mother. Even in season 4, she's like, she kind of helps Issei, or like, I ain't gonna say pressures him, but she kind of helps Issei realize that you need to marry my daughter, man. It's not playing, right? So I like her, man. She's a W mom. WW mom. Irina. All right. Irina probably gonna go in B tier. I think she's gonna be behind them for sure. She's Issei's childhood friend, and basically she's a part of the church, and she ends up joining Rias's club and family, and ends up fighting with them. Irina's kind of like, so people rag on Azia for cop blocking, but I'm like, Irina's probably the worst version of Azia in my opinion. She's a lot more annoying without like half the like she's like Azia, but like 20 times more annoying without the upside, because at least Azia has a lot of redeeming qualities, and like Azia has dirt in the game, whereas like Irina doesn't really have dirt in the game for her to be demanding or acting like that. So I get it's Irina and stuff like that, but I'm not a huge Irina fan. But I think Irina, she's in B tier. She deserves to go right alongside the rest of the club. This is Yakuza, I think, the fox mother. I'm probably gonna just put her alongside the fox daughter. I guess we'll put her ahead. She's really strong, surprisingly. And if you like big bazongas, there you go. But in terms of character development, she doesn't really get that much screen time. We get to see her fight, but other than that, like, I don't really feel a certain way towards this character. Right? She's kind of just she's one of those side characters that's introduced for the time being in that season. And other than that, she's cool, but she's average. She's C tier. She's a character that gets introduced but forgotten about. So Rose Weiss. Rose Weiss. I like Rose Weiss, man. I really do. I just don't. She's like the MILF of the group. She's the MILF of the group. She's funny to me. She does cop block though, but I feel like all the girls cop block in the series. Once they start liking Issei, all of them cop block each other. But yeah, Rose Weiss, she's the MILF of the group. Pretty much. The funny MILF of the group. I just find her funny. But that's pretty much it. She's actually pretty strong, decently strong and stuff like that. She's a Valkyrie from Odin's lineage, and Odin forgets about her, so she becomes a devil and works with the Rias group. But yeah, I mean, other than that, she's one of those characters. But she's one of those characters that like I think needs a lot more fleshing out, maybe. And then like she could be the top of B tier. This is Issei's friend. I think it's Matsuda or Murahama. One of the two. I think it might be Matsuda. I'm not sure. One of the two, right? He's gonna go in D tier along with this girl. They're Issei's funny friends that have a few funny comments here and there.
They were saying there's like zombie purrs everywhere, know what I'm saying?
If so, then that means you're patient 0 since you grabbed my chesticles on the train yesterday.
Say, dog, I'd have to be infected to willingly touch your fugly ass man titties. I'm telling you, bro, you ain't got no jiggle.
I find them hilarious, but like, are they characters that are important? And not really, not much. Not much for me to really worry about. This is the spear guy from season 4. I don't really remember his name. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been a while since I watched season 4. But from what I remember, I mean, he was the dude with the spears trying to fight Issei, and Issei bodied this dude. I think he bodied Azazel too, low key. I'm not even sure. Or like he fought Azazel too. But I ain't gonna lie to you. He's probably gonna go to the back of C tier. I think his design is cool. The spears thing with the true Longinus. I think he's cool. But I mean, other than that, he's like one of those seasonal villains that are just, he's a villain that I think, like, I don't know, like the villains of DxD there's never been a time in DxD where like I was rooting for a villain or I liked the villain. All the villains are kind of just, right, they're mediocre villains for the most part. But that's just my opinion. I don't think any of the villains of DxD are special. So all of them are gonna go around C tier. They do enough to believe that they're bad people, right? So this is Orpheus. I didn't know, like, when I saw this little lolly come on screen, I was so confused on what this thing was. Orpheus is definitely A tier. She's literally one of the strongest dragons in the freaking show, man. I think she is the strongest, or like top 2, right? Other than like maybe Great Red, one of the strongest dragons in the show. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, she comes in, says some crazy quotes, says some stuff, but I mean, other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm just putting up here for aura, because her aura and like everyone was scared of her, right? And she kind of just threw me off guard on screen. I don't know why they designed her like that. I'm gonna be real with you, but it is what it is, man. I think it's a Siegfried or Fried. This is the weirdo priest. I'm gonna put him. I ain't gonna lie to you. In terms of villains, he's probably a better villain than like he's because he has more scenes of him being like sinister and like nasty. Like he really makes me disgust. I really dislike this dude, right? I feel like with these guys, it's just like they're villains, but they don't really make you like hate them. I despise this brother, right? Same thing with Theodora, right? They're just F tier. They're nasty people, man. I despise both of these dudes. They're disgusting. He's more nasty than her. He raped Azia, I'm pretty sure. So that, yeah, he's despicable, man. This is Seraphal Leviathan, sister to Sona. she's adorable. And you wouldn't know that she's like actually like a super strong like devil, but yeah, she's very adorable, very cute. She's into cosplay, so you'll see her cosplaying, doing stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, she's cool. Like, she's a cool character. She doesn't really get a lot of like fighting scenes in the anime. She's kind of a side character that gets introduced. She has her moments, right, when they're like talking about the Chaos Brigade, and you know, obviously she's a big pillar in the devil world. But right, there's no reason for me to really put her above them, and just in terms of, because a lot of them get more screen time and have a lot more like just on standing. But in terms of who I like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I like her more than I like these two. So yeah, we'll move her up. Rias Grimray. She's gonna go S tier, but I'm gonna put her behind Akano. Rias is one of the most pivotal waifus in anime history. Literally, you know, the main girl in this show, right? Issei's first, main girl, right? I think the thing about Rias is that even with all of her responsibilities and everything that she has to like take care of, right? She's very caring and doesn't really focus on herself. Like, she puts so much time and energy into everyone else. Like, she's very caring, right? The only problem I really have with her is she didn't really help Issei as much as I wanted her to with his traumas and his trust issues because of what happened with Rainier, right? Rainier really damaged Issei, and I don't think she really helped him enough through that, or acknowledge, like, you know what I'm saying? Especially in season 4 when she got mad at him for the whole president thing. I think a lot of that is because, well, one, Issei's just dumb, but Issei had a lot of trauma, and like that was the main reason why it was hard for Issei to commit, because like obviously Issei like loved her, right? But for him to commit, right, he had trust issues, right? And it wasn't really because of Rias, it was because of his past, and I don't think she really helped him enough through that. And I wish that she probably would have helped him a little bit more through that. But other than that, though, Rias is an amazing girl, man. Amazing person, man. Issei Hyodo, the MC of this series. I'm gonna put Issei A tier. Perviness aside, if you remove Issei's perviness, Issei is a bro at the end of the day, man. He's hilarious, man. The dub, I love watching DxD and dub because I end up cracking up. He's hilarious in the dub. He's funny as hell.
Big old bitties!
If it wasn't for Issei's perviness, Issei would be an S tier character. I think his perviness is holding him back from being S tier for me. And there's a reason why I like characters. I like characters like Azazel more than him, because Issei's perviness can be annoying sometimes, and he's somewhat of a pushover at certain points in the series. But that's just mainly because he's unaware of things, and he's new to all this. So like, I understand why he's a pushover early on, because he doesn't know any better for the most part. So. But yeah, perviness aside, Issei is a bro and pretty funny. But if his perviness is why I'm not gonna really put him in S tier. Sometimes like his perviness is funny sometimes it's annoying, and sometimes it's just creepy, right? So Issei's a mixed bag, but I like him more than I hate him. So I'm gonna put him A tier. This is Sanji. He's a part of the student council. In terms of characters, he's a bro like Issei. He's way less pervy. I think I'm probably gonna put him C tier, but I don't. He's the top of C tier. Like, he's cool. He doesn't get enough screen time. He's a bro. He's cool, but he's like your average, you know. He does have a dragon, right? The little snake thing. I think that's cool. His powers are cool, but he's a C tier. He's not. I don't think he deserves to really be B tier with these people. So I'm gonna probably put him C tier. Sir Zex. Sir Zex is cool as hell, man. And aura is an understatement for this dude. I'm probably gonna put him. I don't know. His aura is crazy. He needs more screen time, honestly. His aura is... He has aura for real. Probably gonna put him above Issei. Yeah, he has aura for real. Probably put him above Issei. I don't think he's better than... I mean, we see more... We see more of Volley. We see more of Cyorg in season 4. Yeah, I'll probably put it that way. Yeah. Aura alone is putting this man in A tier. And then he's just a cool-ass older brother to Rias. And then he becomes, you know, the Devil King and all that stuff. And he's cool. He's strong. Can fight. Cool. And, you know, plus, man, look. I'm gonna be real with y'all. This man done pulled Graphia, so he gotta be an A tier. You feel me? You gotta put him A tier. So this is Odin. This used to be Rose Weiss's like boss. Odin's pervy too, but like he's a pervy old man. So like it doesn't come off as as abrasive as Issei. Plus I don't think he's as down bad as Issei. Like he's way like less, like Issei is more down bad than Odin. But Odin's like an old man, so like, you know what I'm saying? Old man just wants some cool, you feel me? So I'm probably gonna put him top of C tier. Odin's hilarious and cool, but like I don't really see me putting him in the B tier. He just doesn't deserve to be B tier in my opinion. Kuroka. So this is Konoko's sister. Probably gonna put her B tier, but I'm probably gonna put her towards the end of B tier. She needs more screen time. Konoko has a crazy sister. And not in a good way. But yeah, Kuroko's nice, bro. Kokoro is probably one of the better waifus in this show. If you like waifus, she's probably one of the better waifus in this show. But yeah, Kuroko's cool. I like her cat powers. She's somewhat a part of the Chaos Brigade, but really her intentions were that she wanted to get her sister back, and she loves her sister. So even though she may appear to be evil, her intentions are really pure. So I'm probably gonna put her B tier. I think I'm gonna put her at the end of B tier. I think I'll put them at the end of B tier. We'll leave it like that. Alrighty. Rainier is despicable, bro. Rainier is another villain that makes you hate. Like you hate Rainier, bro. She did Issei, gave this man all types of trauma and trust issues. She's a good villain, at least for early on in the series, and you hate her. Until you realize that like she's not really that strong in the grand scheme of things, and she was just doing all this for like a minuscule amount of power, right? The Twilight healing, right? That's why she was doing all that for, but Twilight healing, you know, it technically is OP, but yeah, she was doing all that for a minuscule amount of power, and like she was doing all that, and it really didn't like propel her in the world or anything, right? It's just like she did all that to like our cast of characters, and it was just sick. So I'm probably gonna just leave her right there. She's the top of F tier. She's the villain that you're gonna hate. Zenobia. Zenobia is gonna get pushed to the top of B tier. Zenobia is very straightforward. She can actually fight. She's part of Irina with the whole church thing. And I kind of liked her backstory, and she was the first one to actually break off from the church because she realized how, you know, what was going on in the church, and she didn't like it, and so she became a devil. Even though it was very conflicting for her, just like Irina, and you know, because they're all Azia, Zenobia, and Irina had this. They kind of were, you know, they were God-fearing people, and they believed in the church. And so when the church collapsed in front of their eyes, and they saw the terrors of the church, they kind of had to, you know, had this like revelation, and so Zenobia is the first one to leave the church and then join, you know, the Grimry family and stuff like that. So, plus she's very straightforward, and you know, in terms of waifu, she's, you know, better than all these, you know, characters. So you could argue Seraphal, but I'm gonna put Zenobia at the top of the list. Graphia. So Graphia is actually, I know I said that Rose Weiss was a MILF. This is the actual MILF. And then if you've seen the short episode with her and Issei, some crazy stuff. You would forget that she was married. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I think I mean, I don't know. I'm probably gonna put her at the top of B tier. I think we're gonna put her like the top of this. Yeah, we'll put her at the top of that. I think I like her more than Seraphal and Rose Weiss. We might need to move. Yeah, we'll do that way. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do it that way. I think that's fine with me. Tsubaki, that's her name. She's one of the other student council president people. I mean, she's a side character. I'm probably just gonna put her D tier. I don't really care about her that much. This dude gets more screen time and does more things than she does, so I'm just gonna put her D tier. And then Gasper. Gasper's cute, but I'm probably gonna leave Gasper. What pisses me off about Gasper is that he could be he's a freaking vampire that could be OP as hell, but you know, he's a scary little child. Bro, Gasper is a femboy, to put it bluntly. And you may like femboys, but I'm gonna put him at the very end of B tier. I'm not really into femboys, but his powers and what Gasper is, and his backstory, I'm gonna leave him at B tier. I think him being like one of those very few surviving vampires and stuff like that. His backstory was tragic, low key, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at B tier. I think he's at the end of B tier. Maybe I don't know. Maybe put him above them because he gets more screen time. But yeah, I'm gonna leave. Cause that one scene where he froze time, like that's just a glimpse of how OP like vampires are in this verse, and like what Gasper can be if he gets over himself and stop being scary. But yeah, I'm not really into femboys. I'm just putting him here because of his power. And that is the list, man. I think I'm okay with this list.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, all right. So here's the updated list. I think the Rias Gremory family, you kind of have to put them in A tier. I love all their backstories. I love all their character developments. And they're really cool characters. Maybe I'm just hating on Irina. I might be hating on Irina, but whatever. But yeah, I think this is my list and I'm happy with it, man. The Rias Gremory family, you got to put some respect on them, man. I just love their backstories and love what they went through. And we get the most screen time with them. And so I actually love those characters and really they have a soft spot in my heart because, you know, we have a lot of screen time with them. So, but yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this list, what I should change, or what you would change on your tier list and stuff like that. Or maybe I could do a waifu tier list next video, who knows. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this type of content and comment below how you guys feel about the list. But I will see you guys next video. I'm out of here. Pieces.
All right.